Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at Hy-Vee, both in Osage Beach and Jefferson City. As you know, we've got somebody new joining us every week, somebody important in the community we like to keep up with. And we like to keep up with the schools, of course. And so we have Dr. Billy Kurtz, head of activities of the Camdenton Lakers, with us. You're getting to be a regular here with us. Thank you for taking the time to come down and join us every couple of months.
Absolutely. I love it. Love the chance to highlight our kids. Thanks for doing it.
You bet. So busy year so far. We've got the fall season in the books, just finished up. And man, is that the busiest season? I mean, because we've got football, cross country, girls golf, boys soccer, girls softball, boys swimming and driving, girls tennis, girls volleyball. I mean, there's a ton there.
It is. There's a lot of activities in the fall. In the wintertime, there's fewer activities, but it feels just as busy because our varsity sports play a couple times a week. In the fall, we kind of lull ourselves to sleep thinking, well, there's only one varsity football game every Friday.
Yeah.
And that's such a huge event. A couple thousand people show up. It's by far the biggest single event. But man, in the fall, there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
Between softball, swimming, cross country, tennis, I mean, there's a lot going on.
I didn't count them, but there's probably, 8 or 9 different sports.
I try not to count them because then I just get depressed.
Yeah, tell me about it. Okay, so let's the football season wrapped up. You guys had a pretty good year in football. Went to the playoffs, won a game, lost to the number 1 seed in the district, but pretty good season all in all.
Really was. A little bit of a young team in certain spots, but I think coach is real pleased with what the kids did. I think both the coaches and the athletes feel like they could have done better and gone farther, and that's what we want kids to feel. We want them to be looking for what they can do next. But it was a great year. Numbers, with I still call it our new offense.
Yeah.
But passing and receiving numbers are just crazy high. They've done a good job of continuing that. We had such a good start with that. We had a great quarterback in Paxton DeLaurent and so many great skill positions.
Yeah.
But then, it evolves and moves to the next. And we got Jacob Wormsley coming in as a senior, playing great. And then we're now down to our third quarterback in that system. And this is kind of a test of, is this something you can do, or did you just have a good group? And I think our kids are proving that they're working hard to do that and to do it very well.
Absolutely. And we just got some All-State news. Speaking of quarterbacks, I think your quarterback made All-State this year.
Bear Shore definitely made the All-State team. This last Friday, the coaches met and hashed that out. And Jaden Parkman, also All-State for defense, great linebacker we had. I could list another 10 that probably should have gotten it. But,
of course.
But those two definitely made a big enough splash for the other coaches to see it and vote for them. So we're proud of them.
Excellent. And then, we tend to focus on football in the fall, but there's so much else going on. So we had cross country. And how'd you guys do in cross country?
Great. Good cross country season. Coach wanted more boys on the team, wanted a more balanced team, but Ellie Webb represented us really well in the state cross country meet. I mean, just ran PRs after PR, did a wonderful job, and she's such a great student and person too. That's one of those ambassadors I'd like to stick out in front of people. I'm almost afraid to talk to her. She's kind of shy sometimes, it seems like, but man, you get her on the cross country court and she takes care of business.
Wow.
So that was really neat. The course up there at Columbia is just fantastic. All kinds of amenities there. They got the cameras set up and all the boards to display what's going on. It's a really neat venue. I will say though, a year and a half ago, the coaches voted that the Camdenton course was the number 1 course in the state. And they got number 2. But I won't put our technology out there up against them. But Ellie Webb did a great job with cross country, and Coach has been doing a lot in the off season. The kids run on their own, and with some of the new rules Mission put out as far as open facilities and practicing, it's really been neat that she's got the kids looking at their own workouts and being able to push themselves and decide what they need to run. So cross country is looking good for the years to come.
Excellent. Well, that's good news. Also, girls golf and boys soccer. How did those go?
Excellent seasons. Coach Nicholas had 2 go to the state golf tournament. One senior and a sophomore. We got lots coming still on that. So real proud of those girls. They did a good job. Performed well once they got there. I took the girls last year to the meet right before the state meet. There, because of COVID and sicknesses, we had certain people couldn't go, and I got out coached there.
Oh, yeah.
But the girls kind of felt it. They felt the pressure of that big environment and all kinds of great golfers. And this year they both went. And Ashley Vest was our senior and just mellow, just played well. And it was really, really nice to see that. And boys soccer, man, we went up to Capital City High Schools where our district was hosted, and we played a fantastic team. and our boys played well. They played through it well. We got a lot of speed coming up in the younger grades. Boy, Donovan Parker is just a fast kid that I'm no soccer coach, but man, looking at him, that's something that he can work on, a little bit of possession, a little bit of soccer savvy, and we've got a good future there too.
Wow, I tell you, that soccer, man, you have to be in good shape to play that.
Yeah.
You're running all the time. Boys swimming and diving, that's another one, and you don't have a pool on campus, so they've got to go up to Lori, I think, right?
That's right. We practice way up in Lori, and they go every day for practice. We, depending on what's going on, we didn't have starting blocks even for a while. We had some damage done to them, and then supply chain issues and whatever else. We had trouble getting new starting blocks. So there was a lot of things that they've overcome in the last couple of years, but just having to go off campus 30 minutes for your practice every day is a big deal, and the kids handled it well. They're used to it. They're not used to anything better, so they run with it. But we sent Ethan Vance to the state swim meet. Did a great job. He wasn't happy with it. It wasn't a PR for him. Mm-hmm. He wants to swim that second day next year, but a great example for the swim team to once again send somebody, and Ethan's going to come back and boost our practices and make it that much better. And we're proud of that, the way he represented us there.
Have that leader, absolutely. And you girls tennis and girls volleyball to close out the fall as well. How did they do?
Yeah, fantastic. I had a daughter on volleyball again.
Yeah.
So this will be the last year, and next will be the first time in 8 or 9, I can't count, that I haven't had one. But the girls played really well. We had some excellent athletes that played well. They're looking at maybe playing at the next level, and good group of kids. We didn't get deep into the playoffs. Last year we had such a great finish. Boy, we felt it and wanted it again, but I think the girls are hungry. And again, a strong young group. The freshman girls, there's some really good athletes there, and they're going to have to fight to get past the current sophomores and juniors. So good group to look at. Excited to see what happens with that. We had a new tennis coach for girls tennis for the first time. I was going to say in forever, because it's the first time in what I can remember, but we've had Ted Houks forever, since I was in school and before, and then Kirk Ritchie took over, and Kirk's going to keep doing the boys, but we had a new tennis coach on the girls' side, and Coach Luzader did a fantastic job. A young coach, figured out how things work with girls' tennis, and I think our girls enjoyed her. It was a good year, a neat year. They didn't go deep into the playoffs either, but good senior leadership, I think, let some of the younger kids see what's going on, and we got something going on there too. A lot of participants. We're going to have 30 kids, I think, show up for tennis again next year, and we'll have to be ready.
Wow, those are some good signs there.
Absolutely.
So busy fall, that's in the books. Now we've got the winter here. We'll talk about winter sports and activities right after this.
Your time on the water is limited, and Hy-Vee in Osage Beach knows it. Let us do the shopping so you can maximize your lake time. With our Isles online app, you can have your groceries delivered or ready for contactless pickup when you arrive to the lake. With all your grilling favorites, snacks, fresh produce, and home to the lake's largest wine, spirits, and beer department, your weekend at the lake starts with Hy-Vee in Osage Beach, where you'll find a helpful smile in every aisle.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We're talking with Dr. Billy Kurtz, Activities Director at Camdenton High School. So we kind of talked about all the fall sports and how well they did, and we would be completely off base if we didn't talk about what the Camdenton band did this fall. Just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've had so many good finishes for the band and the Bands of America events that we almost get used to it, But this year we finished better than we ever have before. It's Dominic Zanaboni's first year on his own without the Bowers here to anchor our band program, and we had the best finish that we've ever had.
Amazing.
Now there's so many things involved with that. Whether you finish in prelims, and then do you participate in the finals, and it's a regional event, it's this event, and they often have to keep explaining to me what this award means and that award means, but it's hard to keep track of because we just keep winning.
Yeah.
We just keep doing well.
That's a tough problem to have.
Yeah,
man.
I think they're happy with it. I think they'll take it.
But they won like a regional championship and went to the nationals. And
Well, they swept it. Those, we've won best overall points. We've won this and that, but they swept the awards in that event, and that's. I don't think that happens, first of all, but it's the first time we've done it for sure. And so they weren't happy with their very last event. Well, again, this is what we want. We want to be looking for how you can do better and how you can get better. But they wanted a better finish there, which maybe is the best result we could have hoped for. In the middle of the season, fantastic, can't do any better. And then at the end, you leave them hungry and the kids come back. But they're already working on next year's show. They're looking at the design, they're looking at costumes, they're looking at consultants. It's a great group to be around because they're always working to be better for the kids.
So, and again, band is a big thing and it gets a lot of attention. Did you have other activities in the fall that went well, that were
Absolutely.
people stuck?
We always have choir doing well. Again, that's one of those things you get used to seeing. Oh, people have made the all-district choir. They've made the all-state choir. We had some great finishers this year, and they're going to continue going. Their Misha contests, their festivals will be in January, February, March, but they've done well all fall. We've got a strange thing going on with theater. During COVID, we did a one-act play. We did some extra kind of things so we didn't have to put 800 people in a theater and ask people to decide whether they wanted to come or not. And we kind of kept that. The theater folks, Coach Nicholas decided, I've got help, we can do it. And so they're doing 3 productions this year instead of the normal 2.
Wow.
So got a musical, they've got a spring production, then they left that one-act play thing in where they're going to do some stuff here in the middle that lets a lot of people get involved. The 30 people that usually help with a production, you see 10 of them or 15 of them on stage, and 3 or 4 of them have big parts. But on this, you get to see all 30 of them. They're there for 2 minutes maybe or 3 minutes, but you get to see them singing. Asher Schwartz last year sang, and it was just part of his deal. But I was like, man, this kid I've seen, I know he's a talented kid, but I didn't know that part of him. So I'm excited to see what kids stand out in that this year. And we got speech and debate going like usual. They're tearing it up. They're finished. Miley Huffman, it seems like her name appears after every tournament. It appears 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
As a first place. And you don't want to say, hey, first place is the only thing that gets you recognition, but she's really cleaning up. She must know what's going on and knows how to do it and does it really well. And our team doesn't stay local at small events. They have to travel to find good competition. So they're going a long ways, finding great contests and doing really well.
That's amazing. Okay, so we're running out of time here, but we've moved into the winter sports. And again, basketball gets most of the attention, the boys and the girls. And last year the boys team struggled, hoping to make some progress this year. They won a district title just 3 or 4 years ago, though.
Yeah, and it's, we say we don't judge by wins and losses. We say it more when we lose a lot.
Of course, yeah.
But the truth is, the kids have to know what goals they're shooting for, and they have to know if they're getting better. Because even if you're winning, sometimes if you're winning, it's harder to get better. If we played a bunch of teams that were easy to beat, we wouldn't know how good we were. We wouldn't know what we need to work on. So that being said, the boys have done a fantastic job of setting goals. Coaches communicating to me things that this is what we need to get better at in order to win, and this is how people will try to beat us, and so this is what we work on. They're going to be in the blue and gold tournament right after Christmas. They practice while everyone else is on Christmas break, the boys and girls both. I had to write down the date here, but they'll play December 27th. They got number 4 seed Stratford, and that'll be at JQH or the Hammond Student Center. The girls will be playing at the same time in the pink and white tournament, same date, December 27th. They got an 8 seed, so they're going to play Springfield Central that first game. And then that bracket is the number 1 seed is Georgetown. I don't know anything about, but it sounds like a big college school that someone should be biting a towel in that. But that's what's going on with boys and girls basketball. We'll host our shootouts. A lot of people like to come to our local shootout. The 22nd and 29th are our boys and girls shootout held in the Camdenton High School gyms. And there are several teams coming to those as well. And
your girls are pretty salty this year. They're pretty good in girls basketball this year.
They are. Same thing last year. They didn't like their record. Coach wasn't happy with the number of wins, but it was a young class. We had 1 senior. Now we've got 5 senior starters for now anyway. There's a couple freshmen pushing, maybe starting by the end of the year. Hopefully that pushes on the seniors to help them keep getting better. And with those 5 seniors, they played really well at the Arkansas tournament down there at the Elite 8. And now they've got some pretty high goals. They beat Helias last week. Props to Helias. They're usually really good teams, and we struggle to beat them often. and it was a good close game. So I think the girls have some goals, and they're set pretty high right now.
Absolutely. Dr. Billy Kurtz, thank you for coming by. As usual, every few months we'll have you back in to update us on what's going on in Camdenton land. So Laker land, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.